Modified feature, getting set and ready to go through turns 3 and 4. Rick Miller and Clayton Benedict on the front row. Green flag is in the air, and we're underway. And quickly into turns 1 and 2. They got them off in turn 1. It looks like a couple of cars have gotten off of there. And as the dust clears, I believe everybody made it over there. We're going to stay green, and Clayton Benedict will occupy the #1 spot as they go through turns 1 and 2. Pirani, Tarbell, Rick Miller, Delbert LeGros, your top 5 as they work down the back straightaway. It is all Benedict right now. Good battle for the #2 spot. Here comes Tarbell. Tarbell's hungry for a win. He's been out of victory lane for a little over a year now and would love to get back into the winner's circle. Top 3 have now broken away by some 5-6 car lengths over Rick Miller, who rides there in position #4. Then it's LeGros in 5th. Kerry Terrance and Chris Raby has already jumped up the spot #7. Your defending Memorial Cup champion. Down into turns 3 and 4 behind LeGros as Kerry Terrance has gotten by LeGros to pick up that spot. Raby is 7th, followed by Ryan Helm, John Lazor, and Perry Francis picking up the top 10. But right now it's all about Clayton Benedict, and he has got some heavy hitters. He's got about 5 track championships behind him in the form of Mike Pirani and Roy Tarbell, 2nd and 3rd. Good battle for the 4th spot now as Kerry Terrance, your defending track champion, digs down to the inside. He'll pick off the #4 spot from Rick Miller. And back about 10 more car lengths is the battle for 6th with Raby and LeGros. LeGros has the #6 spot. Raby trying the top side, no such doing. He's going to try the crossover move down on the bottom. And you can see the amount of dust kicked up as Ryan Helm clips an inside tire down here in turn 4, but he keeps it going. We stay green, and Lazor catches Helm in turn #2. They straighten themselves out. Meanwhile, back up to the front of the field, Clayton Benedict is waiting for nobody. Set sail into turns 1 and 2 with about a 4 car length lead on 4-time track champion Mike Pirani. Pirani settles back into 2nd, followed by the 007 of Tarbell. Then it is a 66X of Terrance, followed by Rick Miller completing the top 5. Of course, Rick off his best career finish of 11th last week, this past Monday actually. In that #20 as he works down in front, Raby has gotten by Del LeGros to pick off the 6th spot. His teammate Perry Francis right there behind him, and him and LeGros touch in turns 1 and 2. LeGros is going to push up the racetrack, but Francis can't take advantage of it. He settles in behind, and Terrance with a problem in the 66, and he's going to stop right by the entrance to pit road. Caution flag will fly at lap #8, and I do believe Terrance has a flat tire. To be on hand with us, of course. I'd like to thank Brian Mulligan for coming in and joining me on Monday night. We had a great time up here in the booth. Green flag is back out. Clayton Benedict having a great time in that #1 spot. He charges up into position #1 off the restart. Pirani somehow gets a run off the top side with a lot of dust kicked up. He found some bite and was able to hold off Tarbell for the time being in that runner-up spot. Tarbell doing all he can to hold off Raby for position #3 as Rick Miller way out of shape. In turns 3 and 4, he's gone from 4th all the way back to about spot #12 here as your leader works down the backstretch. Now Raby sees daylight, gets on by Roy Tarbell to collect the #3 spot. He's going after track champion Mike Pirani in that 2nd spot. Down the front straightaway, halfway sign is out. 10 in, 10 more to go. Clayton Benedict, winless in his modified career, would like to get that done here right now and possibly sweep the event's evening. We'll have to keep your eye on that. As meanwhile, Mike Pirani holding down that runner-up spot. It's Raby up there in 3rd. Basically, the deal right now is wait for your driver in front of you to make a mistake. And with the drivers at the head of the class, mistakes don't come very easy here as Pirani holding it, Raby at bay right now. Tarbell trying to close in on the top 3 as they work in lap #12. Tarbell is 4th, followed by John Lazor. He has cracked into the top 5 now. Good rebound after Monday night. And Perry Francis settling back into spot #6. It's Ryan Helm having his best career run in 7th, followed by Delbert LeGros, Ton Stone. And Tim O'Brien has now cracked into the top 10. 11th is Sykes. Gage Moran 12th. 13th belongs to Rick Miller. As they work down the back straightaway, it's still Clayton Benedict at the head of the class, and he has been unchallenged so far in this 20-lap affair, has had the lead from pretty much the drop of the green, and has not relinquished it yet. 14 laps up on the scoreboard, 6 more remain. Mike Pirani holding Raby at bay for position #2. Rabi is third, followed by Roy Tarbell and John Lazor. Total of 6 track championships within that top 5 group right there. And Clayton Benedict looking to put an end to this winless drought he has had. He has not won in a long time, has never won in a modified before. Would like to get that done right now as he sets into turns 3 and 4 with the top spot. Mike Pirani right there behind him. 4 laps to go this time for Benedict as they work in turns 1 and 2 this time. Rick Miller once again way out of shape on the backstretch, but he gets back on the speedway. We stay green as O'Brien got forced into the infield by Del LeGros. He had to take evasive action to miss that tire, and he does. Meanwhile, Clayton Benedict still leading the field with 3 laps to go. 3 more remain. Mike Pirani sitting back there in the number 2 spot, waiting to close in on Benedict. Lap machine of Rick Miller way up out of the way of the leaders. 2 laps remain. 2 more to go for Benedict. Trying to put the cap on his first ever modified feature win down the back straightaway. And Benedict has about a 6-car length lead on Mike Pirani into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out this time, and the monkey is off his back. Clayton Benedict takes the win. Second will go to Pirani, Rabi, Tarbell. And I believe Timmy O'Brien will get the number 5 spot out there in the 19X. So good run for O'Brien, but Clayton Benedict. So there he is, out of the car. Finally, we can call Clayton Benedict a modified feature winner. A lot of people up in the scoring tower here were trying to talk of a backflip by Clayton, but I don't know if he's ready for that yet. He just wants to savor this moment. Field working through turns 3 and 4 this time around. We'll see the green. Of course, Ernie Cree, 3rd place finish in the first Bandit feature on Monday night. I believe that is the number 8 of Gary Charlo out there. Green flag is out. We're underway. And Charlo takes away that early lead. But Ernie Cree battles back from the bottom. Once again, that outside groove just doesn't seem to be much there right now. As the field works through turns 3 and 4, Cree down on the bottom. Pete Tsunami bouncing through turns 3 and 4, but it's Ernie Cree, your early leader. Ernie, of course, had a great weekend last Sunday night at Cornwall as he swept both of the mini stock features over there, and he's got a challenger in the form of Pete Tsunami, as Pete won 2 features with us in 2010. Picks off that number 1 spot as he works in turns 3 and 4. It's Ernie Cree back to position number 2, and Pete catches a run in turn number 4, goes way up the racetrack, almost catches the wall, gets back into the field and back into the 2nd spot. We stay green, and Charlo back to the 3rd spot. Then it's Owen White who picked up the opening night feature win along with Corey Castell completing the top 5. Meanwhile, Ernie Cree waiting for nobody. Of course, that machine that he is driving is the track championship car that Ronnie Tayo took to the track title at Cornwall last season. Halfway sign is out, 3 and 3 more to go, and Ernie Cree still your leader. Tsunami, Charlo, the ON of Owen White. Castell still completing the top 5. So they work down the back straightaway, coming around with 2 laps to go. 2 more remain, and Pete Tsunami trying to close in and take the lead away from Ernie Cree. No such doing this time around as Cree has the bottom side all to himself. 2 more to go. Tsunami trying to close the gap if he possibly can. Into turns 1 and 2 they go as Ernie Cree working that bottom groove. Of course, as I mentioned, that outside groove doesn't seem to be much there right now. We'll see what happens later on in the evening as that sun goes down. The water and the moisture might seep back up through the racetrack. We should have a perfect track come feature time. White flag is in the air for Ernie Cree. Of course, Ernie having a pretty good year so far in that number 18. Had a little mechanical issue in the second feature on Monday night, but he finished third in the first one. As he set sail through turns 3 and 4 this time around. Ernie Cree will pick up the win this time by as he swings it off of corners 3 and 4. Cree, your winner. Second spot will go to the number 3 of Beat Tsunami. Third to Gary Charlo. Fourth will be Owen White and Corey Castell. Drivers had great seasons last year. Of course, John had that nasty flip here on the front stretch. That kind of hampered his shot at a track title. Car looks very fast, though, as a green flag comes out. Darrell Mitchell grabbed a feature win last year in his rookie campaign in the Bandit class. Stuart Musow has not won in a long time in this class. Andy Fish, very solid in this division as well. Derek Colbert, a couple of feature wins to his credit last season in 2010. Running very strong here in the early going of this year as well, as he works down the front straightaway up underneath Andy Fish to try to take away that 4th spot. No such doing, though, as John Green, the man of the hour, leads the field into turns 3 and 4 with Darrell Mitchell right there behind him in that 2nd spot, along with Stuart Musow completing your top 3. Derek Colbert, Andy Fish, your top 5. Up in front, though, John Green continues to lead the field. Mitchell has been trying to close the gap, of course. Darrell spent many seasons in the karting ranks and was actually the first junior restricted champion in the karting ranks at the Cornwall Motor Speedway back in 2002. So Darrell made himself a little bit of history back then and picked up a win in his rookie season in the Bandits last year. Halfway sign is out. It's 3 and 3 more to go. And Stuart Musow trying to hang in there and catch Mitchell for the number 2 spot, but everybody's chasing John Green right now, as Green's got about a half straightaway lead on Mitchell. Musow is 3rd. Derek Colbert is fighting with Andy Fish rather to get that number 4 spot, and he's finally got it. 2 more laps to go, and John Green got the lead at the start of the green flag, right at the drop of it. Has not looked back since, and he slips up just a little bit in turn 2. He could make a race out of this one. Darrell Mitchell starting to close the gap. He's narrowed it down to about 2 car lengths as they head for turns 3 and 4. White flag will be out this time by. White flag is waving, and John Green has not got this race locked up as of yet. Darrell Mitchell is right there with him. Of course, John slipped up the racetrack in turn 2 the last lap, and he keeps it more towards the bottom side of the speedway off turn 2 that time. He heads for 3 and 4. We'll see if Green can hang on to this one. Gets up a little high in turns 3 and 4. Mitchell trying to battle back after him. Going to run out of laps, though. Checkered flag is out, and John Green will get the win. Mitchell will be the runner-up. Stuart Musow. Spectacular runs out there. Of course, a couple of top 5s already at Cornwall on Sunday nights. Had a couple of top 10s at Brockville as well, so he's been very solid in that M70. Green flag flies. Brian Kopp gets the early lead. Jenna David was watching this modified feature a little while ago, and she knows to get the bottom of the racetrack, and she did. She rides in position number 2. Cook back there to 3rd. Brad Winters is 4th. Arquette completes the top 5. Brad Winters is going to try the outside, but of course, as you see, all the dust kicked up in the air. No such doing. He'll fall all the way back to spot number 6 as Dylan Evoy gets by. Meanwhile, back up in front, Brian Kopp continues to lead it. Jenna David right there behind him in 2nd, trying to close in. Jenna's had some stout runs early on this year as well in that number 2 machine. Billy Cook got caught on the outside, but he gets away with it, gets back down to the bottom, and Mike Arquette along with Dylan Evoy battling it out for the top 5 spots early as Josh Jock working from spot number 6. Then it's Brad Winters and Louis Jackson Jr. in that order. Brian Kopp continues to lead the field. Down the front straightaway they go. Jenna David right there behind him in 2nd, playing the patience game right now as Billy Cook holding on to position number 3, but he's got Mike Arquette all over the back end of the M70 with Dylan Evoy right there behind him in 5th as David got a little bit loose on the backstretch, but nobody was able to close in as Brian Kopp swings it off of corners 3 and 4. David back there in the runner-up spot. I'll tell you what, Billy Cook Looks like the car is not handling as good as he wants it to right now, but he's making it work for him. He's holding on to that third spot. Arquette slips up the racetrack. Here comes Dylan Evoy, and David once again with a problem off of 2. Loses a lot of ground to your leader, Brian Kopp, as he has just checked out from everybody in that number 11 X machine with 5 laps complete. Evoy working on Billy Cook for the number 3 spot. Dylan tried that outside-inside crossover move and couldn't quite get it done, as Cook has got that inside groove and is not going to give it up. Dylan Evoy right there behind him trying to take it away. 2 laps to go for Brian Kopp. And Cook gets a little sideways in turn 3 as Brad Winters catches a tire over here in turn number 4, and that will bring out the caution with just 2 laps remaining. Not what Brian Kopp wanted to see. He had a full straightaway advantage back to Jenna David. And myself will call all the action for you. Gates open at 4 o'clock. Race time, as always, 6 p.m. over at Cornwall at Ron Moran's fine facility. Green flag is back out. And I'll tell you what, Dylan Evoy swung to the outside. Nobody's been able to make that outside groove work, and he found something. He gets around Billy Cook to take over the 3rd position. And we'll have to wait and see. He might try that move again as they come off of turns 3 and 4 this time. Brian Kopp has the top spot. 2 more laps to go. Watch Evoy on the top side of the speedway. He's going to try it one more time. No such doing. No, he tries the inside. David shuts the door in turn number 2. Slips up the track a little bit. Here comes Evoy with a bid for second and takes the spot away. Dylan Evoy, the man on the charge, with the white flag coming out this time by. It is Brian Kopp holding the top spot. Dylan Evoy running back there in position number 2. Jenna David is 3rd. Billy Cook, Josh Jock, your top 5. That's Mike Arquette, Brad Winters, and Louis Jackson Jr. filling out the field. Checkered flag will be out this time by, and Brian Kopp trying to hang in there and win it. He will do so. Kopp gets the win. Checkered flag is out. Dylan Evoy gets the runner-up spot. Jenna David, Billy Cook, and Josh Jock, your top 5. Mike Brent Kelsey will lead him to the green. Brent Kelsey, the defending Dirt Car Sportsman Rookie of the Year for 2010. Green flag is out, and Christian Smoke takes away that early lead. Kelsey on the top side. Of course, we saw not many people make that outside groove work, and Mike White gets into the side of Kelsey on the back stretch. That opens the door for Hoogworth and the 11 of Sallows to pick off 3rd and 4th. Meanwhile, up in front, Christian Smoke leads the parade down in front as White gets a little bit high. Sheldon Hoogworth now takes over the 2nd spot. Sallows tried to follow suit, couldn't quite get it done though, as Kelsey goes from 2nd all the way back to the number 5 spot. Then it's Thunder Anderson, Tommy Conklin, Neil Provost, and Travis Back. That is your field, but Christian Smoke up in front of the head of the class here and slips up just a little wide off of 4. Settles back into the bottom side of the speedway at lap number 2, and we got Travis Back down to the infield here on the front stretch, and he's going to keep it going in the number 1 as we got a battle for the top spot shaping up to be a good one between a sophomore and a veteran. As they come off of turns 3 and 4, it is Christian Smoke, your leader, but Sheldon Hoogworth is going to have something to say about it before this race is over with. Hoogworth paced himself perfectly in that first feature on Monday night to take the feature win. Of course, Dylan Evoy had some problems. Left rear flat tire on the 83 cost him what could have been a sweep of the night's action, but Christian Smoke slips up the racetrack. Hoogworth down to the inside. He'll go to the number 1 spot at lap number 4. Halfway sign is out. Christian Smoke back to the runner-up spot. Mike White doing a great job holding off Brent Kelsey and Tommy Conklin for the number 3 spot. Conklin is 5th, followed by Sallows. And Sallows trying to get back into the top 5 here. Thunder Anderson, Travis Back, complete your field as we got 3 more laps left to go, and Hoogworth still has the number 1 position as they work down the back straightaway. Christian Smoke back there in the runner-up spot as Kelsey slips up the racetrack. Here comes Conklin, and we got Thunder Anderson spun in the middle of turns 3 and 4, bringing out the first caution of this qualifier. Come out here as the field works down into turns 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway they go. Hoogworth still in command of this field right now, but Christian Smoke is going to probably have something to say about it before this race is over with, as Hoogworth has it. Christian Smoke right there with him in spot number 2 is Mike White, still holding off Tom Conklin and defending Rookie of the Year Brent Kelsey in the number 30. Down the back straightaway they head through turns 3 and 4. Hogworth down on the bottom. Christian Smoke has got a little room to move around the racetrack if he wants to. He's got about 5 car lengths back to Mike White in third. White flag flying in the breeze. And Hogworth still has that preferred spot as Smoke is right there with him in the number 2 position. As they head through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, Smoke's going to give it one last shot off of 4. No such doing. Hogworth gets the win. Christian Smoke will be second. Mike White, Tom Conklin, Brent Kelsey, your top 5. Travis back. Former feature winners at this place. And LeGros right there with him in that second spot. They bunch it up through turns 3 and 4, looking for green this time by Miller. LeGros, green in the air. And into 1 and 2 to go. It's LeGros, your early leader, getting a good run from the top side of the speedway as Todd Stone tried the same thing, but Rick Miller shuts the door. Here comes Gage Moran with a bid for third down on the bottom. He'll pick off that third spot as Todd Stone. He gets a really good run off the top side of the speedway and goes and splits the difference between Gage Moran and Rick Miller. Looks like that outside groove is starting to dust off up there and get a little grip back. And Todd Stone takes the number 2 spot away as Rick Miller slides up the track. Here comes Gage Moran in a bid for third. Down on the inside, and Miller will slide up the track and give Gage Moran the number 3 spot. John Lazor follows suit along with Roy Delorme in the 22. Battle for the number 1 spot as Delbert LeGros has it. Todd Stone is right there with him in turns 3 and 4. Stone's going to try the top side the long way around and couldn't quite get the job done that time. He settles into second. It's LeGros back there in position number 1. Stone is second. Moran rounds out your top 3 along with the 19 of Lazor, the 22 of Delorme. Completes the rest of the field. As you can see, some of the drivers now have started to venture way upstairs. It looks like it's starting to turn into a 2-groove racetrack here as Todd Stone tries it through turns 1 and 2. This time he gets a pretty good bite off the top side. He's going to try the slingshot move from the outside to the inside. Todd Stone, your new leader, into turns 3 and 4. LeGros relegated to the number 2 spot. And it's now Gage Moran still holding on to position number 3 with Delorme and Lazor completing your top 5. Halfway sign is out. Rick Miller and Tommy Jock Jr. complete the rest of the field, but it's all Todd Stone right now. And of course, we mentioned a lot of drivers hadn't wanted to venture to the top side of the speedway because it didn't seem like there was a lane up there, but some people have found a groove up there like Todd and has just checked out on the rest of the field here. LeGros trying to hold off Gage Moran and Roy Delorme for third and fourth. Delorme sees daylight up underneath Gage Moran. He's going to try for third as they head through turns 3 and 4, but Moran gets a pretty good bite off the top side. He'll hang on to the number 3 spot as Roy Delorme and John Lazor battle from 4th and 5th. 7 laps are down in this 10-lap heat event. The first of 2 on the evening for the modifieds as Todd Stone putting a licking on the field here early in the going. And Delorme gets into the side of LeGros, and LeGros hits hard into turns 3 and 4 into the wall. Caution flag is out immediately, and he went hard into that fence over there. 7 are in, 3 more to go. Austin looks them over off of turn 4. Green flag flies. And Stone has that top spot once again. Moria right there with him in second. Then it's Lazor back to third. Rick Miller and Tommy Jock complete it. But Todd Stone got a great restart that time and opens up about a 4-car length advantage as they work in turns 3 and 4 this time. 2 more laps to go. Stone has the top spot. The best battle on the racetrack right now is for second and third and 4th and 5th as Tommy Jock digs down low and gets that 4th spot from Rick Miller. Jock going up to spot number 4 as Miller gets out of shape in turn 2, collects it back up at the back of the field. White flag is in the air for Todd Stone. Meanwhile, John Lazor sneaks up underneath, takes that 2nd spot away from Gage Moran, moving Moran back to position number 3. Then it is Jock in 4th, followed by Rick Miller, who slows to the outside of turn number 4. Checkered flag will come out as Miller pulls to the outside down the front stretch. Stone will get the win. Lazor, Moran, Tommy Jock Jr., and Rick Miller in that number 15 as they work through turns 3 and 4. Green flag is in the air. Ryan Helm waiting for nobody. He is on the gas, and we are underway as Helm takes them into turns 1 and 2 with the top spot. It's O'Brien back there in position number 2. Jeff Sykes goes down to the inside. He'll pick off third from Clayton Benedict. As Benedict falls to position number 4, it's Mike Pirani trying the top side. New leader off of turn 4, it's O'Brien. As he works down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2, Jeff Sykes occupies the runner-up spots. Ryan Helm, Clayton Benedict, Perry Francis, your top 5. Meanwhile, Parati trying to make something happen on the top side. No such doing, as there is little to no grip where he is. And Kerry Terrence back there in the number 6 spot with Perry Francis and Chris Raby, along with Parati completing your field. But it's all Timmy O'Brien right now, as he has got about 6 car lengths back to Jeff Sykes in the runner-up spot. Ryan Helm doing a superb job holding off of Clayton Benedict for the number 4 position. Roy Tarbell completes your top 5. So working lap number 3 of this 10-lap heat event, Kerry Terrence is 6th, followed by Francis, Raby, and Parati, the rest of the field. But up in front right now, O'Brien making it look easy so far here in this tricky track, as the bottom side of the speedway is the ultimate place to be right now, as Francis slips up the racetrack towards the back of the field, allowing Raby and the 35 of Parati to get alongside. You can see him trying to battle back from the top, but there's nothing up there, and Parati gets on by and takes over the spot. Halfway sign is out. 5 in, 5 more to go, and O'Brien looking to take this one home. But Jeff Sykes battling right there with him in the number 2 spot. Sykes, a former track champion here 2 times over in that number 4 J, as he swings off of corners 3 and 4 with the runner-up position. Ryan Helm doing a great job holding off Clayton Benedict for the number 4 spot. Benedict is 4th, and it looks like a motor may be going sour on the number 12 as a big plume of smoke come out the back. We'll have to keep your eye on that. Has not lost any power whatsoever, though. He is right there with Ryan Helm as they work through turns 3 and 4. Roy Tarbell right there behind Benedict, and the black flag is coming out for Benedict, as he has got a lot of smoke coming out of the back of that machine. He has not lost power, though. Could be just a valve cover, but we'll keep your eye on it as they come off of turns 3 and 4. O'Brien slows, and Sykes will get around him for the lead. O'Brien may have thought the caution was coming up, but it's Sykes, your new leader, as they work in lap number 8 this time by down the back straightaway. A little bit of a momentary fog there for Tim O'Brien, but he's going to pick it back up behind Sykes and only lose 1 spot, but it was the lead, and it could cost him. White flag in the air. Sykes, O'Brien, your top 2. Then it is Ryan Helm, Roy Tarbell. Kerry Terrence now occupies the number 5 spot. Raby is 6th, followed by Parati and the 55 of Francis. But a strange turn of events up off of corners 3 and 4 is going to allow Jeff Sykes to pick up the win. O'Brien will come home in the runner-up spot. Good battle for 3rd still as Ryan Helm, Roy Tarbell, and Raby now getting by Kerry Terrence to pick off the number 5 spot. Terrence is 6th. Mike Parati. Joey Lannister was 3rd in the Mr. Dirt Car Series, and he he picked up 2 wins. Green flag is out, and Louis became the first champion in the series history since 1995. Les White did it without winning a feature through the entire series, so that's quite an accomplishment for Louis. And Stefan Lebrun right there behind him in that 2nd spot. Rocco Band, the Home Hardware, number 4, settles into spot number 3. Now the 188 of Papineau back there in spot number 4, along with the Bulldog hanging on to the number 5 spot as they charge down the back straightaway. Ricky Thompson battling from 6th. Jody Swamp is 7th as the Bulldog makes the pass on Papineau on the top side. But once again, that outside groove just has not worked in yet, and Papineau gets on by, and he's trying to get by your 2008 champion, Stefan Lebrun, in turns 1 and 2, so Papineau going all the way from 5th to 3rd, and he will do so on the back straightaway. Bringing the Bulldog right there with him as Ricky Thompson made a bid for 5th down into turns 3 and 4. The door was shut, though, and Papineau loses the bottom groove, and he goes up to the top side of the speedway. He's going to lose a couple of spots, trying to battle back from the top side. Just doesn't look like it's good coming off of turn 2, and Lebrun actually got up into Papineau's lane that time, cost him a couple of spots, and Ricky Thompson will move up into 4th. But it's all Louis Jackson right now as he works that 18 down into turns 1 and 2, along with Rock Obe and the 47 of Bissonnet rounding out your top 3. And Jackson, he gets out of shape in turn 2, and that's going to allow for Rodman to get on by in the number 4. As the 47 of Bissonnet trying to get on by as well. They trade a little paint into turns 3 and 4. Louis Jackson holds on to position number 2 as Bissonette working from spot number 3. Then it is the 1R of Thompson completing the top 4. Stefan Lebrun completes the top 5. As right now, as you can see that inside groove, very, very treacherous over there in turn number 2. Have to keep your eye on that with 2 more laps to go. Rock Oban is the class of the field so far, and Louis Jackson trying to run him down and catch him and take the lead away as the 47 of Bissonette holds down third. Thompson slips up just a bit in turn number 2. Nobody is close enough to catch him, though, as your top 4 broken away by some 10 car lengths over Stefan Lebrun and Dave Papineau, along with the 69 of Swamp. White flag in the air for Rock Oban as he settles into turns 1 and 2 with the top spot. Louis Jackson trying to take it away from him, though. So they work down the back straightaway for the final time. Jackson a little bit loose in turn 2, but he straightens it back out, trying to get that number 1 spot away from Oban as they come into turns 3 and 4. And Rock Oban will take the win. Second spot goes to Jackson, Dave Bissonette, Ricky Thompson, and Dave Papineau will complete the top 5. Stefan Lebrun and Jody Swamp will round out. Unable to make the start. So we'll see what happens. Ernie Cree has been very strong in that number 18 so far in 2011. We'll see if he can keep it going. Green flag flies. And into 1 and 2 they go. It is Ernie Cree, John Green side by side for the lead. John Green a little bit out of shape though in turn number 2. Collects it back up behind Ernie Cree, and they're going to go 4 wide, I should say, down the back straightaway. I thought I saw another car in the midst there, but there was only 4, and Stuart Musow gets the advantage as they come off of turns 3 and 4. And I'll tell you what, these drivers are charging hard early in this early going of this first Bandit feature of the evening. And Ernie Cree has the top spot, but John Green is going to have something to say about it. He charges up underneath the 18 of Cree, takes away the number 1 spot into turns 3 and 4. Green pushes up the racetrack just a little bit, though. Here comes Ernie Cree battling back to the bottom side of the speedway, but that outside groove has worked in pretty good right now. And Darrell Mitchell way upstairs, just about got a piece of the wall, but he settles into spot number 4 as the field works down the back straightaway. It is John Green on top of the field with Ernie Cree, Owen White, your top 3. Then a great battle going on for 4th. We're going to try for 4 wide again, but we decided to make it only 3 into turn number 3. Darrell Mitchell way up on the high side, but Derek Colbert in the 79 has gotten that number 4 spot. And Stuart Musow down on the inside as the 101 down on the inside of Colbert to try to take away the number 4 spot. He will do so. Andy Fish started dead last on the field. He is charging up underneath Stuart Musow to take away 4th. Meanwhile, back up front to the leaders, it is John Green. Leading the way, Ernie Cree, Owen White, your top 3, and Darrell Mitchell with a problem in the 37. Slows to the outside of turn 3, and he will head pit side with that machine. A tough break for Darrell. As they work down the back straightaway, your top 3 have opened up a sizable lead on the rest of the field as Brad Fish battles from spots number 4. Stuart Musow completes the top 5 as Derek Colbert, Pete Tsunami, and Corey Castell complete the rest of the field. 5 laps are complete. This 12-lap Bandit feature go. And Green has the top spot. Ernie Cree, Owen White. White down to the inside. Owen, a former Enduro champion here at MIR, digs down low on Ernie Cree to try to take the second position away. No such doing that time through 3 and 4. As Cree able to hold Owen White at bay so far. Lap number 6 is up on the scoreboard. And John Green continuing to have his way with the rest of the field as Ernie Cree trying to battle back and close in. He actually got a good bite that time off of turn 2, and he'll try to close back in on Green for the number 1 spot as they come down the front straightaway. Corey Castell moving slowly down the front straightaway here as he is dropped to the bottom side of the speedway. Is going to allow the leaders to get around him on the top side. But it's Green, Cree, White, your top 3. Then it's Stuart Musow and Andy Fish having a good run now. He rides in the number 5 spot. It's Derek Colbert, Pete Tsunami, and Corey Castell still moving very slowly down on the bottom side of the speedway. He keeps out of the way of the leaders as the top 3 get by cleanly. Lap number 8 is up on the scoreboard, and John Green looking to take it home here. 4 more laps left to be run, and Ernie Cree trying to run him down in that number 2 spot. Owen White right there with him in 3rd as they work into turns 3 and 4. This time with 3 laps to go. 3 more remain, and John Green looking to take it as Cree still getting a lot of pressure from the ON of Owen White. Down into turns 1 and 2. White's going to try the long way around, of course, as we mentioned. A lot of track work had gone on earlier on in intermission. Made that outside groove just a little bit better, but Owen White gets a little bit loose off of turn 2, and he's going to lose a lot of ground to Ernie Cree. 2 more laps to go. A 20-lap feature go tonight for the Bandits, and John Green does have the top spot. Ernie Cree back there in the number 2 spot. Owen White is losing a lot of ground, and he is slow to the outside of turn number 3 and stopped over there, actually in turn number 2 rather. Caution flag will fly with 11 laps up on the series, and John Green would love nothing better than to kick off this series with a win. Of course, it's only 3 races, so you can't afford a mistake if you want to have a shot at the title. Green flag is out. And Ernie Cree, who had that early lead in this race, seems to be no match for John Green right now, but Green slides out of turn number 2, and that's going to allow for Cree to get back to the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. But John Green fighting back on the top side. Your leaders going at it into turns 3 and 4. Stuart Musell waiting to pounce back there in spot number 3, but it's Ernie Cree, your new leader, as they work in turns 1 and 2 this time with 9 laps to go. And Cree, once again, John Green gets a great run on the top side of the speedway. It's almost like he gets off the corner and the car just wants to shut down, but not that time, as Cree is able to open up that lead just a little bit. John Green fighting back on the outside, though. Musell and Andy Fish go way up to the top side. This is going to allow for Cree to get on by. As Ernie Cree, we see the problem now. He has got a right rear flat tire on that 18 machine. As you can see, the car getting looser and looser on him as he comes off of turn number 2. Keep your eye on that. John Green looking to take advantage of it down the back straightaway. It's Cree, your leader, despite that right rear flat tire. John Green holding on to spot number 2. Here comes Stewie Musell trying to take advantage of your leader. And Cree gets up out of the way of the leaders as that tire is shredded now on the 18. And John Green, your new leader, as Stuart Musell holding on to that 2nd spot. Green gets a little out of shape. Here comes Musell back after him. Andy Fish back there in the 3rd position with Pete Tsunami in 4th. And Cree moving very slow into turns 1 and 2, and will come to a stop over there just at the entrance of turn number 2. Caution to settle this first leg of the Bandit Series. John Green, Stuart Musell, despite that smoking right front, Musell is able to keep pace with the leader. Green flag is out. And Andy Fish did not get a good restart, allowing Pete Tsunami to get on by in the number 3. So Tsunami moves up to spot number 3. Fish rides there, position number 4. Owen White looking to take advantage on the top side, and he will do so as Owen White goes to position number 4. Fish rounds out your top 5. Ernie Cree does have that tire changed, and he is flying through this field. He is up to the number 5 spot already, as Fish in that B8R moving very slow down into turns 1 and 2, and Ernie Cree pushes way up the racetrack in turns 1 and 2 as well, allowing Derek Colbert to get on by, but Cree fights back on the top side, and he will go to 5th as John Green working down in front with the lead. 5 more laps remaining, and Green looking to take it home. Stuart Musell, Pete Tsunami, your top 3. Owen White is 4th, followed by Derek Colbert in the 79, and Ernie Cree's 18 along with the B8R of Andy Fish. Down into turns 3 and 4. 4 laps remain this time for John Green, as Green has pretty much dominated this entire race, leading all but a handful of laps. And Stuart Musell has had no such luck of catching him as they work down the backstretch. Once again, John Green catching a little bit of a bump over there in turn number 2. It upset the attitude of the car just a little bit, but he's able to hang on to the top spot as they work in turns 3 and 4 this time with 3 laps to go. 3 more remain, and John Green looking to run away and hide here, and he's got about a straightaway lead with Musell running in the number 2 spot. Then it's Pete Tsunami, Owen White, Derek Colbert, your top 5. As the field works down the back straightaway with Green in command of it. Only about a half straightaway separating your top 2 drivers, then a full straightaway back to the battle for 3rd as Owen White, who had problems earlier in this race, jumps up to position number 3, and Musell with a problem in turn number 4 slows to the outside, and that will bring out a caution. Number 2 spot. Derek Colbert is 3rd, Then it's Andy Fish rounding out this field. Green flag flies. And Green with the lead, but here comes Owen White up on the top side of the speedway. White flying around the top, trying to catch John Green in the closing laps. And as they come down through turns 3 and 4, white flag is out this time by. White flag is waving. John Green trying to take it home, but can Owen White, after early race troubles, get the spot back? We'll find out in a handful of turns as they come down the back straightaway. Green has the lead. Here comes Owen White after him down the back stretch. Into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag will be out this time by. Checkered flag is waving. John Green, number 1. Owen White, number 2. At the stripe, it's John Green taking the win. White will get the runner-up spot. Derek Colbert will get 3rd. Moosow in 4th. And Andy Fish comes by to complete the top 5. Check, check. Check, check, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2, check, check, check. One, two, check, 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 nothing. Check, check, check. I got nothing down here. All the action for you this coming Sunday night at Cornwall. Of course, tomorrow night at Brockville, myself, Dave Murphy, and Steve Young will call the action as well. A green flag flies. And we're underway. Into turns 1 and 2 they go, and Christian Smoke does have the early advantage. Jenna David right there behind him in second. Brian Kopp, Sheldon Hugworth, Dylan Evo, your top 5 early. Field makes its way into turns 3 and 4. Great move by Tommy Conklin to take away the number 6 spot from Mike White. Travis Mack tried a bonsai move on the top side in turns 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get the job done. He settles back in behind Mark Arquette's 2EZ. Up in front, though, look at Tommy Conklin going the top side, ladies and gentlemen. He has gone from 7th all the way up to spot number 5, and he's not done there. He's going to go the long way around Sheldon Hugworth and Dylan Evor, or at least try to. Lost a little bit of ground to Evoy coming off of turn number 4. And I tell you what, that outside groove has worked itself in beautifully out there as Conklin to the top side goes to 4th. And he may bring Dylan Evoy right along with him as Evoy works the outside groove into turns 3 and 4. Conklin is flying out there in the 29. Up in front, though, it is all Christian Smoke as your early leader. Jenna David right there behind him in second. But the man on the move is Tom Conklin in the 29. Conklin working that outside groove to perfection right now. He works through turns 3 and 4. Dylan Evoy has seen the top side groove work out there, and he's going to try it. Caution flag flies as Billy Cook slows to the outside of turn number 2. Tower. Thank you very much. Green flag is back out. And Conklin got a great restart that time. Got around Jenna David for the number 2 spot. Christian Smoke has the lead, but Tom Conklin is flying out there, and Jenna David along with Dylan Evoy get into each other in turn number 3, but the green flag will fly. And Christian Smoke does get the early advantage here. Once again, watch for Conklin on the top side. I'll tell you what, he is like a rocket out there as he charges around both Dylan Evoy and the 2 of Jenna David to pick off that second spot. Conklin is on the charge as he works to the back bumper of the 9 of Christian Smoke. The 2 of David is 3rd. Dylan Evoy right there in the number 4 spot. Then it's Brian Kopp back in the number 5 position. Josh Jock is making the outside work for him, too, as he goes around Brent Kelsey to pick off 6. Christian Smoke a little out of shape in turn 2, and that's all Tom Conklin needed. He's your new leader. As they work down the front straightaway, now Smoke battles back to the bottom, but watch for Tommy on the top side. He goes around the outside of Smoke down the back straightaway, and Tom Conklin, your new leader, as they work into turns 3 and 4. This time is Christian Smoke back to the runner-up spot. Jenna David 3rd, followed by Dylan Evoy in the 83. Josh Jock completes the top 5 in the 03 as the 11 of Brian Kopp back there in the 6th position. Then a good battle going on for 7th. with Brent Kelsey in the 30 and the 1 of Mike White. White has the preferred groove down on the bottom, but Brent Kelsey battling back from the top side in the 8th position. 9th is Mike Arquette. 10th right now is the 27 of Sheldon Hoogworth. Travis Back, Dylan Sallows, Neil Provost, and Brad Winters complete the rest of the field. Field working into turns 3 and 4 right now as Conklin has the top spot. Christian Smoke right there with him in second. Jenna David doing a great job holding off Dylan Evoy for third for the time being. 8 laps up on the scoreboard. Evoy tried the long way around. Couldn't quite get it done though as David a little out of shape in turn 2. Here comes Evoy with a run on the top side of the speedway. Evoy trying to take the long way around, but Jenna David holds strong in that number 3 spot. As Evoy working from 4th, it is Josh Jock completing your top 5. As the laps continue to tick off here, 9 are up on the scoreboard. Halfway sign is out this time by from Austin. As they work down the front straightaway, it's Conklin, your leader. Christian Smoke still hanging on to the runner-up spot. Jenna David doing a great job holding on to 3rd. Evoy is 4th. Then it's Josh Jock completing your top 5. As Conklin has just opened up a sizable advantage right now on the number 9 of Smoke as he works through turns 3 and 4 and down the front straightaway. Conklin, your leader, as he working lap 11 this time with 9 more remaining, and Brent Kelsey slowing down the back straightaway just off of turn number 2 in the number 30, and he will go a lap down to the leaders and come to a stop just off of turn number 2 down the back stretch. Caution flag does fly with right now as he has got that top spot. But Christian Smoke has other ideas, wants to get his first career sportsman win if he possibly can tonight. Green flag is back out. Lap number 12, or 11 rather, up on the scoreboard, and Evoy now with a bid for 3rd rather off of turn 2. Jenna David down on the bottom. Evoy to the top side. Watch for Josh Jock in the 03. He gets alongside Evoy, but Evoy shuts the door at the same time. Jenna David trying to get that 2nd spot away for Christian Smoke. All this happening behind your leader, Tom Conklin, as they work down the back straightaway in a whole lot of hurry. It is Smoke riding into that 2nd spot. Jenna David is 3rd. Dylan Evoy 4th. And Josh Jock now completing the top 5 as Evoy gets the run he was looking for, gets by David in the number 2, and Josh Jock gets by as well, so Jock will move up to spot number 4. David loses 2 spots in one corner there as Brent Kelsey coming back out onto the speedway trying to get the car going again, and he will do so as we score lap number 14 up on the board. Josh Jock, who is running in the 5th spot, is spun over in turn number 4. Neil Provost narrowly misses him, and the caution flag with Harley Davidson. Hope they're having a great time. Of course, enjoying their time in victory lane with our feature winners tonight as well. Green flag back out, and Conklin returns to the top side of the speedway, and he is just a rocket ship off the top side, as is Dylan Evoy in the 83. Christian Smoke separating those two as they work in turns 3 and 4, coming around with 5 laps to go. Smoke a little out of shape in turn 4. That's going to open the door for Evoy, but he drifts a little high. Jenna David back to the number 3 spot in the number 2. Evoy still cranking it up on the top side. Evoy will get the number 3 spot, albeit for a moment. Here comes David back after him in turn number 3. And Jenna David, your new 3rd place driver, as they hit turns 3 and 4 this time. Christian Smoke a little high. Here comes David with a run down on the bottom, and Jenna David charging through the field. She's up to the number 2 spot now, trying to catch Tom Conklin down the back straightaway. David now up to spot number 2. Christian Smoke holding on to 3rd, then it's Evoy, and Brian Kopp has now returned to the top 5. He is 5th up in front. Conklin making it look easy so far with only 3 laps remaining. Conklin winless here at Mohawk International Raceway in his career. Would love to change that tonight, and he has got about a half straightaway advantage on 2nd place Jenna David, coming around with 2 laps to go. 2 more remain, and Dylan Evoy and Christian Smoke having a battle for the number 3 spot. Evoy down on the bottom, Christian Smoke on the top side. Evoy has the preferred line down on the bottom. Smoke's trying to battle back from the top. He gets the preferred groove off turn number 2 and will take away position number 3 into turn number 3. White flag this time by for Tom Conklin as he works down the front straightaway. Conklin's been the class of the field. Got that outside groove to work for him early on in this event and charged through the field to take away the number 1 spot early. Into turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Checkered flag is waving, and Tom Conklin has just won his first career Sportsman feature at MIR. Conklin gets the win. Second will go to Jenna David. Her career best finish as well. Christian Smoke, Dylan Evoy, Brian Comper, top 5. Check, there we go. And just getting unbuckled here. Dirt car 358 modifieds will be set to do battle here. There he is out of the car for the first time in his Mohawk career. Tom Conklin gets into victory lane. We'll step in and get a quick word with him here. Conklin Insurance Machine. Tell you what, that outside groove didn't look like much of the qualifying heats at all. We'll get a word with Tommy here very quickly. There's a trophy. And we got the good people from 101.5 The Fox in there. Congratulations, sir. I tell you what, that outside groove didn't look like much in the qualifying heat, but you found something. You went where nobody else could go, and you had it pretty much figured out, didn't you?
Yeah, we threw on the heavy shocks, and I said we're going to run through the rough. No one else is going to run there, so we tried it, and the car was great in 1 and 2. Junk in 3 and 4. We were getting everything was right out of 1 and 2. I could feel the car just drive through 1 and 2 so much faster than everybody else. We were hitting the chip all the way down the backstretch, it seemed. But 3 and 4 was junk. I was kind of frustrated throughout the race. I hit the holes a few times and pushed me out toward the wall. But all in all, the guys had a rocket ship underneath me, and I couldn't ask for a better car.
Seems like with a track like this, it just seems like if you can get the shocks figured out on these cars, that seems to be the way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, especially early on in the season with the rough tracks. If you can drive through the rough, no one else is gonna, and that's what we did.
Exactly. Anybody you want to thank real quick?
Yeah, I want to thank Conklin Insurance, Central Co-op Insurance Company, RSI Roofing, Fun Unlimited, my dad, Mark, Steve, they all come and support me every week. So, and booth number 8, thanks.
All right. Well, congratulations, Tommy. You'll see you down in front again, bud.
I hope so.
Tommy Conklin, feature win number 1 of 2011. Off turns 3 and 4. They hustle. Green flag is out. Ryan Helm is on the gas, waiting for nobody. Trying to jump to the head of the class early. Engage Moran charges around the top side. He gets the lead as it worked down the back straightaway. Now Helm a little bit out of shape on the back stretch. That's going to allow for both Tim O'Brien, John Lazor, Todd Stone, and Jeff Sykes to all get by. As Chris Raby battling back there in the number 7 spot, it is Gage Moran, your early leader. Timmy O'Brien back there in the runner-up spot, with the number 1X of Todd Stone sitting back in spot number 3. John Lazor is 4th. Raby charges up underneath Jeff Sykes. He's going to try to take the 5th spot away as they work down the front straightaway. Moran has the lead, but Timmy O'Brien is right there with him. Down the back straightaway they hustle, and Todd Stone looking to try to close in on the top 2. He is 3rd, followed by Lazor, and Lazor trying to work that outside groove. Here comes Raby down on the inside as Tommy Jock and Ryan Helm make a little contact in turn 4, but they straighten themselves back out. Meanwhile, back up in front as Raby gets alongside of John Lazor for that number 4 spot. And if you recall what happened here on Monday night with those two, they've settled things down now, and Lazor moves back to the number 5 spot along with Jeff Sykes in the 4J. He rides in position number 6 with 4 laps complete. Still a long way to go in this one. 21 laps left to go. And Gage Moran, who won here with us back in 2009, has not won since here at MIR. Caution flag is out as Perry Francis is slow to response. So Timmy picking up the accolades rather quick in his career. Green flag flies. And Moran working that inside groove to his liking. He'll charge around O'Brien to pick up the lead, but the battle for the runner-up spot continues. Here comes Todd Stone down on the inside of O'Brien, and Stone will pick off the number 2 spot. Moran a little high off of turn 4, and that's going to allow for Todd Stone to get alongside and go on for the number 1 spot. Here comes Raby following suit in spot number 3. Couldn't quite do it though as Moran gets a will to run on the top side. Here comes the youngster out of Cornwall diving down on Todd Stone to try to pick off the lead. Couldn't quite get it done though. Now Stone will hold the advantage as they work down in lap number 6 this time around. And look at Roy Tarbell go on the top side. He is charging around. He gets around O'Brien to pick off the fourth spot as they work the back straightaway. Now teammates dicing it up for fifth and sixth as John Lazor working that outside groove as well. O'Brien down low. O'Brien will hold the advantage this time by as they work in lap number 7. Tarbell is on a mission. He has found the top groove to his liking. He goes from fourth to second. Albeit for a moment, though, as Gage Moran fighting back on the inside, but Tarbell gets the outside preferred groove. He goes up to the runner-up spot. And I'll tell you what, Tarbell making that outside groove work very, very nicely. Now Rabi sees that groove upstairs working. He's going to go the long way around. He gets to the number 3 spot this time. Tarbell settles back into the number 2 spot, but Rabi charged by Moran to pick off third. Meanwhile, up in front, Todd Stone making it look very, very easy out there. He charges away with the number 1 spot. Rabi on the top side of the speedway. He'll fly around the outside of Roy Tarbell down the backstretch. Tarbell battles back on the inside. Good battle for the number 2 spot as Tarbell has it. The youngster Chris Rabi wants it as they come up off of corner number 4. It's Tarbell, Rabi, Moran, and Tim O'Brien, your top 5. Meanwhile, Tarbell has jumped back upstairs to the top side of the bid to catch the number 1X of Todd Stone as they work in turns 3 and 4. Todd Stone making it look very, very easy here in the early going. With 11 laps up on the scoreboard, Stone leads the way. It is Tarbell, your new man in the number 2 spot. Rabi downstairs in the 01, riding in position number 3. Then it is the 16 of Moran, followed by the 19X of Timmy O'Brien. As your leader works up off of corners 3 and 4 with the top spot. Tarbell, Rabi, your top 3, and Tarbell almost jumped the cushion in turn number 1, but he got it straight down, and he gets a whale of a run down the backstretch. Halfway sign is out from our starter, Austin Swamp, with 13 laps complete, 12 more to go, and Todd Stone looking to run away in high, but the good battle is for that number 2 spot. Roy Tarbell has the number 2 position, but Chris Rabi is right there with him. Down the back straightaway, they hustle. Gage Moran is 4th, followed by the 19X of Tim O'Brien. Now Tarbell has caught Todd Stone. Tarbell has not won since his track championship here in 2009 when he won 3 times, and he gets a great run down the back straightaway. Tarbell trying to challenge Stone for the number 1 spot as they head through turns 3 and 4, and Miller bouncing through a bump in turn number 3. Stone gets on by. Here comes Tarbell trying to do the same thing. Chris Rabi will try to follow suit as the leader's working through some lap traffic right now. Gage Moran back there in position number 3. O'Brien is 4th, followed by Lazor. Kerry Torrance back there 6th and 7th. Meanwhile, 15 laps are up on the board. 10 more remain, and Todd Stone, who has not won here since July the 16th of last season, looking to take it home, but Roy Tarbell is winless here in the last year, and Tarbell trying to get Stone to get that number 1 spot, but Chris Rabi is right there with him. Your defending Sportsman Track champion here in 2010, working on the back bumper. Roy Tarbell, the veteran, for that runner-up spot as your leader. Works by Ryan Helm in the 15. We've got 8 more laps to go. 17 are up on the scoreboard. And the battle raging on to the back for the number 4 spot as O'Brien charges around the top side of Gage Moran. He'll go to the number 4 spot. Moran falling from the lead all the way back to 5th here at lap 18. As Todd Stone still making that inside groove work for him, though. Tarbell, though, gets a great drive coming down the back straightaway. Tarbell is closing in on your leader as Todd Stone working from spot number 1. Tarbell is your runner-up. Rabi right there with him in position number 3. 19 laps up on the board. This race is not over with. Tarbell, one last bit to the top side, and Tarbell, your new leader down the backstretch. Here comes Todd Stone after him in turn 3. Stone gets the door shut on him. Your new leader is Roy Tarbell in the 007 as he works off of corners 3 and 4. Stone is now in 2nd, followed by Rabi in the 01. Then it is O'Brien and the 16 of Moran as they complete your top 5. Field working down the back straightaway, and Tarbell is opening up a sizable lead now on Todd Stone, who at one point had a straightaway on everybody. Leaders working down the front straightaway. Tarbell with 4 laps to go wants to get back to victory lane in the worst way. He charges off of turn number 2 with the top spot. Todd Stone doing all he can to hold off Rabi for the runner-up position as they work in turns 3 and 4 this time, coming around 3 laps to go this time for Tarbell. Rick Miller is taking the M20 to the pits as your field starting to separate just a little bit as Todd Stone bobbled a little bit off of turn 2. Here comes Rabbit with a bid for the number 2 spot on the top side of 3 and 4. Roy, 2 more laps to go for Roy Tarbell. And I tell you what, this race looked to be Todd Stone's early in the going, but not so much as Tarbell is making it look easy coming off of turn 4. White flag flying in the breeze for your 2009 track champion here, working around the outside of Clayton Benedict, who won the first feature earlier on this evening. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Tarbell headed for victory as he heads through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag will be out this time by. It's been over a year and a half, but Roy Tarbell will get to victory lane finally in 2011, ending a drought that seemed like it was forever. Todd Stone, Chris Raby, Tim O'Brien, and John Lazor complete your track top 5 rather, and we'll go trackside. There you go. 2009 track champion, and it has been a long, long time since he's been into victory lane here at MIR. One interesting note, all of his modified feature wins have been at this speedway, and of course he claimed his first ever track title here 2 years ago, went winless in 2009. And there he is out of the car. How about a round of applause for him, the 007 of Roy Tarbell. We'll step in and get a quick word with him here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Don Thompson down there to give him a couple words of advice. There we go. Roy, it has been a while. I don't need a headlock, not this time. It has been a long time since we did this. How does it finally feel to get back to the winner's circle again?
Awesome. You can't explain it. Track isn't in the best condition, but you know what? There's a line up there that's fast.
I seen that up there. You pretty much had that deal figured out. Much like a couple of guys in the sportsman race had, you pretty much got on the top side, and you were unbeatable once you got there.
I figured if I try it once, I'm not scared, I'll do it again. So I pass the car, I'll do it again.
Now, of course, you went winless last year. How much does this mean for you to get back to the winner's circle and be back having fun?
It means a lot because these guys right here work hard, and they, their lips were hanging last year, but we did what we could do, and we're good. We got a new engine builder, LaFrance. He's got the power.
Anybody else you want to thank?
I want to thank my wife for letting me come over here. She's over there, so I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Going to be a party tonight. Being on hand with us is the official title sponsor for the CKON 97.3 FM Bandit Series. Green flag is out. We're underway. And into turns 1 and 2 they go. And Louis Jackson has the top spot. Rock Obey right there with him in second. Here comes the Bulldog as he charges on the outside into turns 3 and 4 with that number 3 spot. Dave Papineau is fourth, and Ricky Thompson got caught on the outside. And he is going to go from fourth all the way back to spot number 7. But remember, in the modified race, that outside groove in turns 1 and 2 is dynamite right now. And as the field works down the back straightaway, and Louis Jackson has the lead, but Rock Obey is right there with him as they work up off of corners 3 and 4 this time by. It's Jackson, Obey, Dave Papineau, your top 3. Jody Swamp, who started 7th on the field, he is now running position number 4. The Bulldog, Dave Bissonette, right there behind them in 5th. Ricky Thompson, Stefan LeBrun complete your field. As Louis Jackson working down on the inside. Of course, that inside groove is the fast way around in turns 3 and 4. The top side seems to be the place to be in turns 1 and 2. If you can get your car hooked up there, you can make up some serious ground as they work the back straightaway. Obey sees daylight on the top side, trying to get by Jackson for the lead. They head through turns 3 and 4. And of course, that outside groove once again not allowing Oban to take advantage of it. He's going to have to get a strong run through turns 1 and 2 once again. He goes to the outside part of the speedway, and Jackson down on the bottom, but Jackson's making that inside groove work for him As they work down the back straightaway once again, it is Jackson, your leader. Obey in second. Dave Papineau is having a fantastic season so far in that 188. Sits back there in the third spot. Then it is Jody Swamp in fourth. Ricky Thompson completes your top five, with Stefan Lebrun in the number 6 and the 47 of Bissonnette completing the rest of the field. As your field works down the back straightaway with Jackson in command of it, your defending Mr. Dirt Car Pro Stock Series champion, working down the front straightaway with the top spot at lap number 6 here. And Obey back in the number 2 spot. We got caution on the field as Bissonnette slows, and the Bandits will all be on the card as well. 7:45 is the start time. Green flag flies, and Louis Jackson likes what he sees. He sees nothing but clear racetrack in front of him, but Rock Obey had other ideas, but he got cut off in turn number 2. That's going to allow for Jackson to hold the spot for another lap at least, as Rock Obey hanging on to position number 2. Dave Papineau continuing his strong 2011 campaign. He rides at position number 3, but he is challenging Obey for the runner-up spot, and Obey will have none of that. He'll go right back around the top side of Dave Papineau and pick off that number 2 position. As they work in turns 3 and 4 once again, Jody Swamp back there in the 4th spot. It is Ricky Thompson battling up underneath Stefan Lebrun for the number 5 spot, and Lebrun has the position. Number 6, that is, as Thompson gets a little loose in turn number 2 and collects a tire down here between turns 1 and 2. And lap number 8 early to get a good seat. Looking to settle this one here as Ricky Thompson has gone pit side with a 1R. Green flag is out. We're back underway. And Jackson in that 18 machine has the preferred groove. He has the number 1 spot as Papineau battling from the number 2 position. He is taking it away from Rock Obey. They head through turns 3 and 4 this time. Jody Swamp is 4th, followed by Stefan Lebrun in 5th. The 47 of Bissonnette out of shape in turn 4, and he'll spin to a stop just at the exit of turn number 4 there. And the caution flag is back out. We're actually in Quebec right now at Granby tonight, and then Drummond on Saturday. But they'll be right here with us next week as the green flag comes back out. And look at David Papineau go to the top side of the speedway. Papineau is wanting that first win in a bad way, and he is trying to get by the 18 of Jackson, but he has no such luck up off of turn number 2. He settles in behind the 18 of Jackson as they work through turns 3 and 4. Look at Bissonnette battling from the back of the field. Of course, he restarted in 6th. Now jumping up alongside of the 6 of Stefan Lebrun to try to take away 4th, and he will do so as Lebrun trying to battle back on the top side. No such doing. Meanwhile, back up front to the leaders. Louis Jackson has the top spot. David Papineau right there with him in 2nd. Rock Obey is 3rd, and it's Bissonnette. Jody Swamp now sees daylight up underneath of Stefan Lebrun to try to take away the 5th spot. And Swamp will do so as they head down the back straightaway this time. And Jackson a little bit loose up off of 2. That's going to allow for Papineau and Rock Obey to close the gap as they head through turns 3 and 4 this time as Jackson tries to hold the 2 at bay. And Jody Swamp with a problem in the 69 is slow to the outside of turn number 4. And that will bring out the caution flag once again. Papineau right there with him in 2nd. And remember, that last restart, Papineau got a great run on the top side. He'll try to do the same once again. Jackson moves up the racetrack. Here comes Papineau with a bid for the lead in turn 3. And Dave Papineau, your new leader, as they work through turns 3 and 4 this time. Jackson tries to get back at him in turn 4. No such doing, though. Dave Papineau, your new leader. We're going to try 3 wide into turn 1. Jackson and Bissonnette collide, and they straighten themselves out. We stay green, and Dave Papineau is your new leader as they work down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. Jackson trying to close in turn number 4. Look at Bissonnette flying on the top side of the speedway, but off turn 4, couldn't quite get the run he's looking for, and he spins once again coming off of turn number 4. Bringing Jody Swamp, Stefan Lebrun, your top 5 right there. Green flag flies as they head through turns 1 and 2. Papineau down on the low side. Jackson's going to stick with that bottom groove. And Jody Swamp trying to charge back around these drivers into turns 3 and 4, but he loses a little bit of ground off of turn 2. That's going to allow for Jackson, Obey, and Papineau to get away, but Papineau is your leader with 5 more laps to go. Jackson trying to steal it away. Papineau trying to get his first ever Pro Stock feature win. Swamp a little bit high in turns 1 and 2, and he goes off the speedway in turn 2. He'll get back on, though. Stefan Lebrun has taken away the number 4 spot. Meanwhile, back up front to the leaders. Dave Papineau trying to run away and hide. He's got about 2 car lengths on Louis Jackson, along with Stefan Lebrun in the number 4 machine. He rides in position number 3. With Stefan Lebrun riding in 4th, and Jody Swamp has taken the 69 pit side. Meanwhile, back up front to the leaders. Coming around this time, it'll be 3 laps to go. 3 more remain. And Papineau looking to run away and take this one home. Here comes Louis Jackson after him down on the bottom side of the speedway. Papineau pushes up the racetrack a little bit. Jackson tried the inside groove off of 2. It didn't quite work for him, though. Meanwhile, Rock Oban battling from the number 3 spot. We'll see what happens as the leaders head through turns 3 and 4. Jackson out of shape in turn 4. Here comes Oban with a bid for second, and he'll get the spot. 2 laps to go. All of this happening behind David Papineau as he's trying to run away and hide for his first career Pro Stock win if he could possibly do it. Down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He sets it nicely on the bottom side of turn number 3. Now off of 4. White flag this time by, and Dave Papineau has 1 more lap to bring home his first career Pro Stock win. Rock Oban has also never won in a Pro Stock. He's trying to do the same. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Checkered flag will be out this time by. Checkered flag is waving, and he's waited a long time for this to happen, and Dave Papineau is going to come off of corners 3 and 4 and get his first career win in the Pro Stock division. Rock Oban.
Quite the victory lane celebration as Dave has been waiting a long time to get down here in front. Of course, he's been so close so many times. Runner-up last Sunday night at Cornwall to Ricky Thompson. Getting tired of finishing second. And here he comes up out of the car. How about a round of applause for him? Career win number 1 for Dave Papineau. And we've been waiting to get a word with him here, and he's really deserving of this first career win. He's finished second so many times we lost count. We're all going to remember this first one down here. And Dave, all I can say is finally is right, yes, for sure. Of course, this past Sunday night, second to Ricky Thompson. You retired to finish in second. How does it feel? The monkey's gone.
The monkey's gone, finally off my back.
Now, of course, you had to battle Louis Jackson to get it. No slouch there. Tell me what was going through your mind when you got the lead from him.
I knew that he couldn't hold it coming out of turn 2. He always had that bump, so I was like, well, I might as well try it. Set him up.
Exactly.
Go outside, then jump back in.
Now, of course, you tried the top side a couple of times. It worked for you a little bit there, but he seemed to be able to hold ground. Was the bottom a little bit better for you?
A lot better. Down in here, but, man, not so much up there, bouncing around a little bit.
I know you got a ton of people behind you here and a lot of sponsors on the car you want to thank.
Hell yeah. First of all, my father, Willie Papineau, D&D Construction, Darren, Dana, Cook Farm Racing, number 9 Propane, Skitter's Garage, Oaks Family, C&B Enterprise.
A bunch of people behind this operation is there. All right, well, congratulations, David. Hopefully we'll see you down in front again.
Oh, yes, we will.
Number 1 for a well-deserving Dave Papineau, and that will conclude our evening of racing here at Mohawk International Raceway. Of course, I'd like to thank the good people